We don't need a king who's interested in ruling by worldly standards. We don't need a king who's interested in all the trappings of wealth and power and prestige. Not to say that I'm not, by the way, please understand, I'm not suggesting anarchy here, okay? Not at all. God chooses leaders in office to exercise authority over us, but ultimately we need a greater king. We need a better king. And of course that king comes to us in the person of Jesus Christ. You notice all these things that Samuel warns about, well, you don't see those in Jesus, do you? Jesus is the true king. Israel's kings, as Samuel warns the people, Israel's kings became rich at the expense of the people. They made themselves exceedingly wealthy by taking from the people. But Jesus, the true and greater king, makes himself poor so that we might become rich. Israel's kings used their power to oppress the people, to push them down, to rule over them, to be iron-fisted, to take away their freedom. But we have a true and greater king in Jesus who comes not to oppress us, but to set us free. He loses his freedom to make us free from the greatest oppressor of sin and death. Israel's kings consolidated power. They hoarded the power for themselves. Jesus, the true and greater king, comes to share his power with us. And so the question is, how will we be ruled over? How will we be governed? Well, we need to be governed by the true and greater king, don't we? We need to have Jesus at the center of our lives. He needs to be the one that we are submitting to in everything. He's the true and greater king. And only when our hearts are ruled by him can our lives be changed. Can society ultimately be changed? Jesus is too the hope of the nations. He's the one that hearts must be ruled over. And the more that hearts are ruled over by King Jesus, the more hope that there is for this broken world. Samuel warns the people, you'll cry out to the Lord, and the Lord will not answer you in that day. And for a time that was true. Israel fell apart. They went into exile. They cried out to God, and God says, I'm not going to listen. Not for a while. Then he answered. He answered in the person of Jesus, the true and greater king who rules over us yet today. Let's pray.